Alright, so what it looks like is I tried sticking my hand back there and there's just no room. And so I'm going to do what a lot of guys on the internet said they do, because I don't think I can get to it from behind either. What I'm doing here is I'm going to pop the cowl off. And so it's not too hard to do. I already did one of them. What you do is you pop this that little thing off, and then that's a 14mm wrench. You loosen that up, which I'll let me throw this little piece on the ground where I won't lose it. You do that, and then you loosen this up. And once you get it loose, it pretty much pops right off. It's a spline shaft, or it's got some knurls on it, so you kind of have to wiggle it around to get it to come off. But once you do that, you shouldn't have a problem. Let me see if I can do it one-handed. I probably can. Yep. So you pop that off, and that's that. Once you have that off, I'm just going to set this on the ground. You could take the top section off. It's just held in with a bunch of those little things, little tabs and stuff. So kind of just got to pull that out. And then what I'm going to see here is how hard it is, what those motors look like. See how hard it is to get them off. That's all for there. We'll have to fix some weather stripping. No big deal. Let's see. How many bolts we got here to pop that off? We have a few, but I think it's going to help us a lot. So we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to loosen up some bolts and then we'll get back to you. Alright, so I got all the bolts out. Now I'm going to leave the power hooked up here to the motor because you got this wire going through grommet here, and I don't want to mess with that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole thing and just kind of tilt it outwards so that it's out of my way, and that should be fine. I'm trying to do this one-handed here, which isn't the easiest, so if you'll pardon me, I'm going to get this out, and then I'll show you how much more room it gives us. Alright, so then moving that cowl out of the way didn't help too much. I mean, it helped me reach back there a little more, but I was just so I could reach around and feel around and not know what I was touching. So what we're going to do now is, I got my dad helping me now. Say hey, Tubes. And we're going to try and take the manifold off. Maybe not all the way, but at least twist it around so that we can see what we're doing. So that's what we're doing now. Alright, we got the bolts out on that. I mean, this is the kind of job at this point that you got to know what you're doing, but it's just a couple hex screws and nuts and stuff to pull that off. So what we did was we pulled the air intake off the throttle body, and now we're going to try and pop it off. It seems like it's loose, so I think we're on the right track. But I'm not so sure this is the way the shop would have done it. They probably would have went in from the bottom. That's what we're thinking anyway. We might need two hands to do this, so we'll show you when we get it off. Alright, we got the manifold off, and now I can at least see them in there. We got 3 coils, one of them of which, by the way, there's no way I could have gotten back here without taking this manifold off. But anyhow, the one in the middle is already done. This one over here, I think I can get to. We'll just have to wiggle this wire around. Might have to pop it out. That's not a problem. But then this one over here, there's a bracket which held the manifold on, and so I'm gonna have to get that off to get to this one here. But I'll tell you, I mean, we're doing this job to replace the coils, but even if you just wanted to do the plugs, you still got to do the same job. So I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this, but that's pretty much it. That's how we're doing it right now. So far, take that off, take the cowl off. Sorry it's getting dark here, that's why everything looks blue. And then take that manifold off, but that's what's up. We'll keep you updated. Alright, we had a thunderstorm pass through here, so that's why it's so dark now. We had to stop for about an hour, but we replaced them all. The clips were a little hard to get off. I had to get a screwdriver in there. That one I'm zooming in on, that's just one right there, but you have to get those clips off. There's a little tab you have to lift up. Once you got in there, all you had to do was remove the bolt and put the new one in, and that was it. The only thing I did have to get out of the way, I forgot if I already said this or not, is I took this off right there, and what that did was that allowed me to move these wires around a little bit, and that was just enough to make it a little easier. And of course I took this bracket off, but I put that back on. Careful you don't drop the screw, because I did, but I was able to find it pretty easily. So what we're going to do now, and actually there's a fair amount of light, so I probably can film this, but we're going to put it back together. First we're going to put the manifold on, put all those bolts back in, hook the hoses up, then then we'll put the wipers back on, and that'll be it.